Hello students, welcome to the session 16 of 5th semester BBA subject Computer Application in Business of BBA affiliated to Bangalore North University. In this session we are going to discuss about the types of reports generated by MIS, constraints in operating the MIS. Learning objective of the chapter is to provide an overview of different types of information system. After the discussion on this session, the students will be able to understand different types of MIS reports and identify the constraints in operating an MIS. Now let us discuss on the types of reports generated by MIS. MIS, Management Information System, helps in generating variety of reports which are useful for the managers through the management reporting system. MIS supports the management by providing various types of reports which are prepared on based on the inputs received from the transaction processing system, that is TPS, and data obtained from the customers, suppliers and external data and so on. So these are all the different sources of sources of data which is obtained from various sources, that is supplier, external data is also from the suppliers or customers, and so these are all the sources through which the data which will be retrieved through in the form of information after processing. So coming to the types of reports generated, here MIS generates first type of report, which is called as periodic scheduled report. Periodic scheduled reports are those reports which are in a pre-specified format, and these reports are used for providing information to managers on a regular basis. So it is as it is mentioned, pre-specified format means there is a specified format based on which this report is prepared on a periodically, like in every on a daily basis or on a weekly basis or on a monthly basis or on a quarterly basis, like that. So in that way, periodical scheduled reports are very repetitive, which is based on a particular standard for which is a regular basis. This will be prepared. Say for example, a daily sales report, monthly sales report, or performance of monthly students progress report, etc. Next, second one, exceptional reports. Exceptional reports are just opposite of the first report, which is periodic report. They are not produced on a periodically or on a regular interval, but they are prepared and generated on a exceptional situations. And for example, here students example who stop coming to classes, the reports can be generated on those students, or a report can be of reports of customers whose loan installments have been delayed and which has been more than the cutoff date. So in that way, this is all exceptional reports which are not happening on a regular basis. So on a exceptional conditions or on a exceptional situations, these reports are prepared. Third one, demand reports and responses. Demand reports and responses is also called as ad hoc reports. It means based on the reports, based on the demand, reports are prepared, and here they are generated as and when the requirement comes from the manager. Say for example, in a company, the transportation department, where on a regular route basis the cab facility or the bus route will be provided based on the demand from the employees. Ad hoc additional kind of additional ad hoc uh, transport facility will be provided to the some particular area, which is based on the requirement of the employee, which will be directed through the manager. So in that way, demand reports are ad hoc reports. And next one, push reports. These reports are which are pushed to onto the manager to keep him informed about certain situations. What are those situations which are very rare kind of situations or an exceptional situations, and it's kind of escalation to the manager about a particular incident or on a particular employee or person. So for example, in case of students who are not performing well, class teacher has to inform it to the HOD and or the head of the institution to keep him updated about the poor, poor performance of a student. So this is again one more report called as push reports. So in that way, there are 4 types of MIS reports generated in a business entity. Now let us discuss on the constraints of MIS and operating the MIS. So a few constraints which have been highlighted here. MIS inadequate analysis. It means MIS systems are complex and expensive software, and many people are involved with the design both within an organization and from the outside. So in some cases MIS failure can be an expensive and bring bad publicity to all the parties. So first is inadequate analysis. It means the problems, needs and constraints are not understood in the early stages. That is the when the analysis are not sufficient, which is leads to the problem in the later stages after developing certain MIS that is system. So in that way, inadequate analysis is also one major constraints in operating and developing and also operating MIS. Lack of management involved in design. It means there is wrong exceptions of a new system, or no one understands the systems. It can be a system can be of new to the management or to the personnel or staff. So there is a lack of management who are involved in understanding the design, either designing itself, or even if somebody outsourced person have designed it, that there is a lack of understanding about the system, how to operate, how to generate or retrieve the information from using the MIS. So this is one more constraints in operating MIS. Emphasis on the computer system. It means it needs procedures for handling input, output and processing. So in that way, and also selecting the right hardware and software. So all these are the requirement, and emphasis should be given on the computer system, which is also lacking in, and also it's one of the constraints in operating MIS. Next one, concentration on low level data processing. It means information must be easily available and accessible, and also it needs to be understood. At a lower level, data processing. On a lower level, data processing. Next one, lack of management knowledge of ICT systems and capabilities. ICT, information and communication technology. So here, lack of management knowledge. Managers know what they want from the system, but if they don't understand the technology, and even the manager has to update himself in terms of the technical knowledge. If he knows the knowledge, has the technical knowledge, it is not sufficient. He has to update his technical knowledge. That is one more constraint. And next one, lack of teamwork. An ICT manager must coordinate with the accounts department, marketing, sales department, HR or finance department, so that everyone can understand the benefit of this MIS system. Last one, lack of professional standard. All systems needs clear documentation that all users are able to understand. So that is one of the major constraints in operating. So hence we discussed about the types of report generated, constraints in operating MIS. These are all the few multiple choice question, which is not an example of a periodic report generated by MIS. Ad hoc report. So ad hoc is not a periodical one. It's based on the demand. Second, types of reports generated by MIS. Periodic, exceptional, demand reports. All these are the answers. So D is the answer. Third question, which statement is incorrect? Answer C, that is periodic reports are not based on pre-specified format. Actually it is based on pre-specified format. So other than C, A, B and D are correct. C is incorrect. Constraints in operating MIS. All of the above, because inadequate analysis, lack of management knowledge on ICT, lack of professional standards. All these are involved. So answer D is the correct. Which is the correct statement? Information must be easily accessible. Yes, of course, this is correct. IS needs procedure to handle. Of course, there should be a procedure, input, output and so on. So above two statements are correct. C is the answer. So these are all some references. Thank you.